Basic human anatomy. Introduction to the module. The physical substance of a human being is made up of living cells and extracellular components organized into tissues, organs, and systems. Anatomy helps you understand the structure, relationship, and characteristics of different body parts. As a paramedic, you must be prepared for all kinds of medical emergencies, so you will need a thorough understanding of basic human anatomy. Learning objectives. After completing this module, you will be able to recall the muscular system and its function, evaluate the importance of nervous and endocrine systems, identify the significance of respiratory systems, cardiovascular systems, find the connection of the digestive system with the urinary system, illustrate the concept of the reproductive system. Muscular system. Muscle tissue consists of all contractile tissues in the body, including skeletal, cardiac, and smooth muscle. On the other hand, the skeletal muscle system refers to the muscle and connective tissues that make up individual muscle organs, like the biceps brachii muscle. Functions of muscle tissue. Muscle tissue performs three main functions: creating motion, providing stability, and generating heat, all of which are accomplished by sustained contraction or alternating contraction and relaxation. Motion. Walking, running, and more localized gestures like gripping a pencil or shaking the head are examples of motion. The integrated functioning of bones, joints, and skeletal muscles is required for these movements. Stabilizing body positions and regulating the volume of cavities in the body. Skeletal muscle contractions produce movement and keep the body in a stable position, such as standing or sitting. Postural muscles are in a state of prolonged contractions when a person is awakened. For example, partially contracted neck muscles keep the head upright. In addition, the volume of the body cavities is regulated by skeletal muscle contractions. Respiratory muscles, for example, regulate the volume of the thoracic cavity during the breathing process. Thermogenesis, generation of heat. As skeletal muscle contracts to perform work, a byproduct is heated. A large portion of the heat produced by the muscle is used to keep the body temperature normal. Types of muscle contraction. Muscle contractions are classified as isotonic, isometric. Isotonic contractions occur when the amount of stress generated by the muscle remains constant throughout a contraction, but the length of the muscle varies, as in making a fist. Isometric contractions do not alter the length of the muscle, although the tension does rise throughout the contraction process. Isometric contractions are responsible for muscle tone, the constant tension produced by muscles of the body for long periods. The majority of movements consist of a mix of isometric and isotonic contractions. Shaking hands, for example, causes the muscles to shorten, isotonic contractions, and the degree of stress to rise, isometric contractions. Nervous and endocrine systems. The nervous and endocrine systems are the primary communication networks that control the body's billions of cells. Nerve impulses carried from one body area to another transfer information quickly through the nervous system. Chemicals produced by ductless glands into the circulation, and circulated from glands to other body regions convey information more slowly via the endocrine system. The nervous system is the main organizing body of human anatomy. The nervous system sends nerve impulses to different organs, maintaining a person's internal equilibrium and the balance between the person and the world. The two types of cells found in the nervous system are called neurons, nerve cells, and neuroglia, specialized connective tissue cells. Respiratory system. The respiratory system's primary function is to provide oxygen to specific tissue cells and remove carbon dioxide's gaseous waste product. The respiratory system is a complex network of spaces and passageways that transport air to and from the lungs. The nasal cavities, the pharynx, which is shared by the digestive and respiratory systems, the voice box or larynx, the windpipe or trachea, and the lungs themselves with their conducting tubes and air sacs are all examples of these spaces. The entire system might be thought of as a pathway for air between the atmosphere and the blood. Cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system is the body's transport system for delivering food, oxygen, water, and other necessities to tissue cells, as well as removing waste products. It consists of three parts. The blood, which is the fluid in which materials are carried to and from the tissue. The heart, which is the driving force that propels the blood. The blood vessels, the routes by which the blood travels to and through the tissues and back to the heart. Digestive system. Each body cell needs a constant supply of nutrients to provide energy and building blocks for manufacturing body substances. Food, as you take it in, however, is too large to enter the cells. It must first be broken down into particles small enough to pass through the cell membrane. This process is known as digestion. Food must be transported to the cells of every part of the body through circulation after digestion. Absorption is the process of putting food into circulation. The digestive system's two main functions are digestion and absorption. Urinary system. The urinary system consists of 2 kidneys. This organ extracts wastes from the blood, balances body fluids and forms urine. 2 ureters. This tube conducts urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. The urinary bladder. This reservoir receives and stores the urine brought to it by the 2 ureters. The urethra. This tube conducts urine from the bladder to the outside of the body for elimination. Because one of its tasks is to extract waste products from the blood and expel them from the body, the urinary system is also known as the body's excretory system. Major functions of the urinary system are excretion of wastes, hormonal production and acid-base balancing. Reproductive system. Sexual reproduction creates new human beings with genetic characteristics that are handed down from both parents to their offspring. The reproductive role of a male is to produce and deliver sperm to the female reproductive tract. But the reproductive role of females is to produce ova and to carry the developing embryo. Sex hormones play an important role in the development and function of the reproductive organ, sexual behavior and drives. Highlights from the module. The muscular system refers to the skeletal muscle system. Nerve impulses carried from one body area to another transfer information quickly through the nervous system. The respiratory system is a complex network of spaces and passageways that transport air to and from the lungs. The cardiovascular system is the body's transport system for delivering food, oxygen, water, and other necessities to tissue cells, as well as removing waste products. Sexual reproduction creates new human beings with genetic characteristics that are handed down from both parents to their offspring. Thank you. You have reached the end of this module. See you in the next one.